YouTube, what's up? Riz here, back with some more NFL mock drafts. 7-round team-by-team mock drafts. On to the Minnesota Vikings, another team without a first-round pick, but they have quite a few picks here. And let's get on to this first mock. First pick is in the second round. I have him taking Dan Feeney, offensive lineman, Indiana. Kind of the obvious choice. I mean, a great guard, can start day one, fills a need. He may go earlier in this. Wouldn't be totally surprised if he went late first, so this would be a good pick, but it definitely is a possibility and a huge need. Third round, I'm taking Kareem Hunt, running back from Toledo. And I know that the Vikings like him. I know they're in the market for a receiving running back. He's a solid receiving running back. So this is a realistic pick in the third round. And another third rounder, Pat Elflein, center slash guard from Ohio State. Could go earlier in this. Another guy that I really not sure on where he's going to go. He has a range of second to third round. I think he can start day one at center or guard, so they may not need a center. They may not need a center right away, but they could need one in the near future, and they obviously need a day one guard. So Feeney and Elflein could really upgrade that offensive line, which is maybe the worst in the NFL. Did get some help in free agency though. Fourth round, Elijah Lee, Kansas State linebacker. One of those linebackers that can play inside or outside. I think he'll fit right in with the Vikings. Lost Chad Greenway to retirement. Could be the replacement for Chad Greenway. Something about the Vikings that kind of isn't really noticed enough, because some people think they need a linebacker more because they lost Chad Greenway, which they do have decent depth from the past drafts. But one thing everybody should realize is that they do play a 4-3, but for the most part, they play like a 4-2-5. They really just have two linebackers, Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks, in there, and they pretty much always play with a nickel corner. So even though Chad Greenway did start and play some of the game, they play a lot of the game with two linebackers. I guess it depends on who they're playing, but linebacker maybe isn't a giant need. Maybe they can wait for him for one, but Elijah Lee really fits that defense, and he can be a solid guy day one. Other fourth rounder, I'm taking Jaleel Johnson, Iowa D tackle. They could use another D tackle. They were kind of, I don't want to say weak, but compared to the rest of their defense, how good it was, they're on the weaker side in run stopping, which isn't as important these days. But they can use another D tackle, losing Sharif Floyd to injuries, and who knows what's going to be up with him going forward. Fifth round, Jonnu Smith, tight end from Florida International, one of the biggest risers in the draft. I expect him to go fifth round now, really on the rise. The Vikings seem like they try to get Jared Cook in free agency, so they're looking for a tight end. Maybe a playmaker tight end like Jonnu Smith would be an upgrade. Him with Kyle Rudolph would be pretty good. Sixth round, I'm taking Rodney Adams, wide receiver, South Florida. This is a Cordero Patterson replacement. This guy can return, and he's pretty much the same style as Cordero Patterson. So they could be in the market for another receiver. I think they got some good starters there, though, solid starters. For now, seventh round, I'm taking Josh Harvey Clemens, safety from Louisville. Safety slash linebacker, I should say. I would just expect him to play safety at the next level. Another guy where I don't really know where he's going to go. Some team might fall in love with his freak size and take him maybe in the fifth, but could go down to the seventh because he needs some work. I can see this being like a Mike Zimmer guy. Mike Zimmer wanting to get this guy and work with him. Maybe it can be something special, so I'll fit there. On to the second mock for the Vikings. First pick is in the second round. I'm taking Joe Mixon, running back, Oklahoma. They need a running back. They are interested in Joe Mixon. Mike Zimmer actually met with him, their head coach, which was pretty interesting. So if he is there for them, they may pick him. They do have a big need at offensive line, though. That's why I have him taking Dorian Johnson, offensive lineman from Pittsburgh. I think he would start for them day one at guard. And then third round, I have him taking Malachi Dupre, wide receiver, LSU. Now I have him taking wide receiver a little earlier on this one because I had a thought that they tried to get Alshon Jeffrey actually in free agency. They actually offered him the highest amount of money, and he turned it down. So they're pretty interested in his style, his game, maybe another big receiver. And Dupre reminds me a lot like Alshon Jeffrey. And in my opinion, he's a sleeper because I think he probably should be a second rounder. So, but he most likely will go third, and if he's there, the Vikings could take a look at him. Fourth round, I'm taking Cam Sutton, DB from Tennessee. Kind of a Mike Zimmer guy because he can play corner, slot corner, and safety. So I see a fit there. And in the fourth round, Jaron Jones, D lineman, Notre Dame. Again, I think they need an interior defensive line. Jaron Jones could fit that very well. Fifth round, TJ Logan, North Carolina running back. Yes, I haven't taken another running back. TJ Logan's kind of like that McKinnon type. McKinnon getting close to maybe free agency. Does he leave? But the main reason for this is because they need a returner, losing Cordero Patterson. They have a few guys on their team that could take over that kickoff return spot, but TJ Logan is a hell of a returner, so they could use him as that for now, and then future backup running back. He actually is a sleeper running back. I think he can be a solid one at the next level, end up playing early on in his career depending on the team. 6th round, Darrell Daniels, tight end from Washington, athletic tight end. Again, I think they may be looking for one. And then 7th round, Tyler Orlowski, center/guard from West Virginia. I think they can use a guy like that. Obviously, they need a guard right away. A center may be a need in the near future. Really, I expect them to get at least two offensive linemen in this draft because what happened last year, too many injuries, the lack of depth. So they're going to need some depth. Not the ideal draft to do that in, but without having a first round, they have a pretty good amount of picks, 2/3 and 2/4 in this pretty solid draft class. So there is 2 7-round mocks for the Vikings. Only one more team to go, the Patriots, and then on to more NFL draft coverage videos leading up to the draft. Almost here. Can't wait. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and goodbye.